Dealing with a 2019 Chevy Equinox. It's 1.5 turbo. Got 113,000 miles on it. Complaint with some check engine light codes she wound up getting from the parts store. And it, where's it at? Where is it? There we go. Those are the codes. So we have DC to DC converter actuator voltage, p3056, so p3056, p3055, and it gave me some context clues from far what she had going on. I did put it into Identifix, the codes, to see if I can get the code setting criteria, and essentially it's just low voltage codes or some loss of communication. There was some case studies and technical service bulletins. There was one case study as far as like the procedure to go through and testing these, and there was a technical service bulletin in regards to this code and various complaints related to this code and symptoms. It advises to check the grounds, but you know, I'm thinking it could be some other things such as the battery, and I do want to check the state of that. This does have an auto start feature. So if it has an auto start feature, I'd imagine it's probably, I say it shouldn't need me to do that, but we'll see. We get to finish. How far along are we? We got telematics. Okay, let's just do a report. So we do have an active shutter performance. That's the grill in the front and the bumper. Just basically open and close the flap. That's the p3059F. But these are the main codes we're worried about. She did state that her radio shut off. The traction control light came on. Strange they're not on now. Or the check engine light. I don't know how that came off. I guess because I'm inside checking stuff. I'm not sure. But the check engine light did actually go off unless I just completed the necessary startup cycles to satisfy setting conditions. But I didn't erase anything. We'll see what happens. So we do have DC converter output voltage. That's the P0. I'm sorry, I keep saying zero. So habit, misfire and stuff. P3056, P3055. Voltage output 1, voltage output 2. Looking for context, you know, you ideally want to go into other modules and see what happens. So the C0800-12 control module power circuit low voltage. So this is an indication that it could be definitely low voltage or ground related. Invalid data received from electronic brake control module. Lost communication with electronic brake control module. Lost communication with radio. She did state the radio shut down. And there's another one in regards to the Ethernet bus. So if it lost communication with radio and we had low voltage, it seemed like definitely going to be like weak battery or ground related. So that does make sense, depending on especially what grounds are affected. So it's definitely worth checking. Let's see, that's strange that check engine light went off. Let me shut it down. Check engine light was literally just on. Yeah, went off. Well, one thing I want to do while I got my scan tool here, at the top right corner there, we do have battery voltage. Solid charging system's working fine. So I'm gonna apply the brake, get the voltage to drop below what normal batteries would be. About 12.6 is a great battery. So I want to see if I can get it down to about, I want to say about 11 volts. Right, 12, that's cool right there. And see if I'm just hitting the high beams. And then I'm gonna let off of it and see if it builds back up to normal. I took my foot off the brake, let off the high beams, and it's coming up to a good state. Hold it again, apply another load. See how low I can get it. See if it'll come back. So it's coming back okay. I want to do the least invasive measures possible, so I'm going to go into the engine control module, go into live data, and let's see here, we should be able to have an auto stop feature. It's a stop start system. Well, I'm trying to look for a module for the auto stop start, but it didn't have a module dedicated to it, but the computer controls that and monitors the voltage through CAN, from what I understand. So let's see here. So here, we'll just type in DC. So here we got DC to DC converter output voltage variance, and that's a good PID here. We got DC to DC converter output voltage variance 1. Let me see if I need to enhance this. This is engine cranking. Uh-oh, should push the back button. Voltage for voltage sensing circuit 1, and voltage sensor circuit 2. These are things they'd be good observational PIDs here. So if I understand, I'm not sure if these reset during every restart condition, or if it just keeps track of the last auto stop start. But these right here, I'd imagine, will be the most important voltage variances, because if it has, from what I understand, a voltage variance above 1, then it would create some problems. Let me shut it down and start it back up, see what happens. And I mean, this is during startup, but the vehicle is intelligent enough to recognize when to shut down, obviously, and start back up. So it does. Look how they changed. Okay. All right, awesome. What I'm gonna do, I am going to clear the codes out, and I'm going to take it on a test drive and see if I can get anything to occur. Let's see. Let's go back. Should be in here. We're just gonna do a quick erase. Probably gonna have the car off. Try clearing it again. Okay, so it held that time. Sometimes you gotta go back over it twice. So let me shut it down. Start it back up. And I'm gonna take it on a test drive, let it go through its auto stop start features. And while it's doing that, I'm gonna monitor those PIDs I was referring to. Worst case scenario, if I can't get it to do it or pose itself as a problem and get a snapshot of it, we're just gonna have to go observe the grounds. It's, from what I was told, it was ground G, what was it, 107, 104, and 108, if I recall properly. I'll pull it back up and we'll just have to observe that and see what those look like. One was a bridge ground from the frame rail to the engine, and then another was related to the wiring harness. So it was on the left, all of them was on the left side of the engine. We'll just have to take that route. So let me take it on, I'm gonna get some caffeine in my life. Take this on a test drive. See if anything changes. So I want to show you the screenshot that I got from the first time the incident happened the check brake system indicator, I want to say, came on the dash, and the only codes that came up was things pertaining to low voltage or lost communication with power steering system, and that is here. What in the world? Here we go. C0800-12. Control module power circuit low, and that's in the power steering control module. So when the first issue happened, the first test drive, I was just trying to analyze the data I had, but I had some other PIDs here. I just want to keep as much as I can. But this is when the issue manifested. I'd imagine this voltage variance during startup or pre-startup needs to be below 1 volt, if I recall properly, and it's above 1 volt. When I got to a stop, the engine shut down, the voltage began to significantly reduce from 12, and as I sat, I would say about 30-40 seconds, it went down to about 12, 11, something like that. This voltage during startup, this is where the screenshot came from, doing me releasing the brake and the engine starting to drive on or proceed, it dropped down to 10.6 volts. I'm like, okay, I got to a stop, cleared the power steering control code that we had, that C0800 code, and I did it a couple more times. This is the second time that it happened, even though I had stopped and immediately let off the brake. So the vehicle stopped, you can see the voltage is still high, and when I let off the brake, it went up to 11.4, but the variance voltage was still 1.8 volts. All right, I want to say this was just the PID here for the power steering. Here's another instance, same thing. I was like, all right, let me go on a longer drive and stop. And when I let off immediately, this came back, and that brake assist code came flashing on the dash there. So what I'm going to do, I have my charger hooked up. I didn't think it was just on the maintainer. It's on 87%. I'm going to let it charge up to 100%. I didn't want it on start. I'm going to let it charge up to 100% because right now it's on 85. And in the meantime, I got some ground wires here I could potentially check, but I want to just isolate the problem. I don't want to just go willy-nilly taking things off and checking it. But you can see that little bit of rust that's under there. Not going to say that's going to be the causation of anything, but it may be worth cleaning those grounds out. But I'm going to do one thing at a time, get this battery charged up 100%. I got another car I got to work on real quick, so while I'm doing that, this will do its thing charging up. And I'm going to immediately take it on a drive, clear the codes in the brake assist or power steering. It was the power steering control module. Clear those codes, go on another drive, review the same data, and see what my voltages look like. If I can get the voltage to be with 1 volt variance. This is an AC Delco battery, so this is going to be original. I can't see anything because of the plastic, but this is definitely going to be an original battery. This car is a 2019, so if I say hypothetically it was 2018 for 2019, then that's about 5 years old. So this battery more than likely is on its way out based off the standards of this computer. Okay, it works, but it's just not holding a charge well enough to start up and stay within an appropriate range. All right, I think that's just one of the anomalies of having this advanced technology, because the older cars, even though it started up, it wasn't a problem. Let me do this and take it on the test drive, and I'll be back with the information. All right, it's been a few minutes. Battery is now at 100%. It didn't take long to charge up. For a minute, it was like at 85. So we're gonna get in the computer, get our PID set up, and I'm gonna take it on a test drive and show you exactly what issue manifests, assuming that it does happen again. And it might not. Hopefully, if it don't, then we know it's the battery. If it do, then we probably need to go and clean these grounds here. Let's go to power steering control module, see if there's any codes present. Okay, let's clear this. Why did I have a habit of pressing that? Let's clear it. And I want to get it straight. Go back out, go to engine control module. We'll go to live data, auto stop start. Pull up those same PIDs. DC. Let's pull up everything. Let's pull those up, and I'm gonna take it on a test drive. Let's see what happened with the voltage. Go from there. So I have everything turned off. I'm not gonna stop for long when the engine shut down. As soon as it shut down, I'm just gonna pull off. There you go. Oh wow, the code didn't come back. That's good. Okay. Let's see what the PID data says. It was a 1.2 volt variance, and the voltage was higher. It's at 11.9 now versus like 11.5. Cool, so that's a lot better. Let me stop for a little longer and let it discharge a little bit. Well, let me do one more rapid stop. Okay, that's way better. Yep, voltage still at 11.9. I'm gonna stop for a little bit longer. It's not gonna recognize it's a legitimate stop. I guess I gotta go over a certain speed. I'm gonna let the voltage drop to, I wanna say about 12. I wasn't paying attention. It should have been around 13 still. But this is a clear indication that we need a battery. Even though the battery was 85% charged, it still wasn't capable of holding a charge per se. Why would you, oh girl, crazy. So let's see, we're at 12.5 now. I'm gonna let it drop. All right, here we go. I got some traffic coming anyway. So it's rapidly declining. Yeah, it's definitely gonna trigger a code now. Yep, there you go. Yep, that light came on. It came on, then it went off. So there should be a code present. Let's try it again. All right, let's try it again. So we're stopped. I'm gonna let it decline to about 12. And again, I have all the accessories off. So there's no additional load besides just what would naturally stay on while operating. All right, here we go. Yeah, so this, look at where our voltage dropped down to. It went from 11.9 to 11.2. We simply just need to put a battery in here. This will fix the problem. Biggest thing, I just want to see if I can replicate it, get some data, and confirm that I simply just need a battery. I don't need to do anything, need to clean any grounds. I don't need to, oh, let's see if any code's present. I don't need to test any other modules. This was simply just a bad battery. So just because we get technical service bulletins, oh, this is not where I need to be. You know, they're not always going to be, there we go. I think I'm probably the right one just talking. They're not always going to be just that. We need to see specifically what happens. There's our code again. Let me quote this lady a battery, and we'll go from there. Just got back from O'Reilly's a little while ago. Finished working on my other car, some basic stuff. Anyway, we're gonna put this battery in here. Only thing I got on my hands is a 10mm. I shouldn't need anything else. Let me blow this stuff off first before I start. Ain't do much, but something's better than nothing. I want to do the unconventional thing and take off the positive first. I know people would just absolutely hate that. It's just, man, that's just bold. Who would do such a thing? I'm gonna break some stuff. It's the easiest part of my day, changing the battery. You know, go to the parts store, and that's like the most impossible thing for them to do at times. But I'm just joking. I like the people at the parts store. They entertain me. So we got this. I'm gonna have to probably pull this off. I've never changed one of these batteries in this car. Be careful. So what's down here? Yeah, I'm gonna pull this off and I should be able to drape it over. This should be a 13, it looked like. So we used a 10 and a 13 so far. Let's see if this, did this do it? I got a little thingamabob down there so I can lift that up and over. And then pull this monitoring sensor off of there. Something like I can pull it off from the back. No. How do I get this off of here? Oh. Get a flat here. Got a pick here. Pull it down. Push out. There we go. And then I'll pull this lock, disconnect, move that out of the way. Pull this cover off. I swear, I think this battery's gonna probably be like 4 years old. It should come right up here. Why was this cover? Oh, goodness. We gotta overtake the deformation of this cover here. Let's maybe go the other way. I'm gonna pull it straight up. Oh gosh, there you go. This cover deformed. So now I can grab the handles, pull it up. This is a factory battery. This was made in, there's no date. I'm gonna have to look for it. To add, when oh my gosh, when I looked inside the module, there was nothing I had to code or nothing out of the ordinary. It looked like I need to do, so I just need to just throw a new battery back in here and we'll be in good shape. Some batteries there's like a code or some procedural process. I guess I can blow this stuff out too while I'm here. Procedures. Just a little better. Y'all know I frequently patronize O'Reilly's. I did get this battery from O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and gosh, it is going to be around a $300 battery from that place. This is a 3-year warranty battery. I didn't get a cheapo. I didn't cheap out or anything. Get this settled. The group size is 48 PLT. That's what's in here. Let me get this cover and hope that it fits properly. And bam, fits right on there, no problem.
we're gonna take the caps off. You do not want to put the battery on with those on there. Put this back on. Went on properly. Did it not? So we're on there. I'm gonna put this monitoring sensor device back on. It's probably this meter's temperature or something. No, this is the fusible link that goes somewhere. I don't know where it goes. So I'm just gonna slide it back on its rack. And voila. No comply. There you go. And, down. There's a fusible, 5 amp fusible. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Put this back. Voila. I'm gonna do a 3-ugga-dugga. That is a proper spec. That's that. I'm gonna do, I could clean this one, this negative. It's not horrible. Might as well just go ahead and hit it, get it cleaned up. That's that. Got the ground back on. This is torque to feel. Then we're gonna put that bracket back on. Those there, and our 10mm nuts going right back in their slots. That's that. Man, oops, screwing up. Well, that's it. How long it take me? No, I just started. I think it's like 3 minutes to put this battery in here. But then again, I'm kind of like a professional, right? Sort of. Let's look at data. All right, well, I'm trying to get logged back in here. You saw how simple and easy it was putting that battery in there. It was nothing major. The biggest thing was ensuring that we properly made the assessment by putting the battery in there. That justifies putting the battery in there. Let me go to power steering module, make sure that code is no longer present. Sometimes it's pretty difficult for these newer cars to clear codes. You just can't disconnect the battery anymore. Yep, just like this one, still present. You have to have bidirectional scan tools or leave it disconnected for like 38 hours or something astronomical like that. Make sure there's no codes in the PCM. Automatic. I didn't know they had like 9-speed transmissions and stuff. So much stuff I don't know. Let's see what we got. Can you imagine how heavy a 9-speed transmission is going to be? All right, let's go to live data. Now we just want to see if it has a consistent startup. We should have sustained voltage. This battery should be at 12.6 and it is at 12.62 at the top right corner. I think we're fixed, man, to be honest. Let's pick up our PID data. And we're gonna monitor our startup DC. There we go. That's why. Okay. Okay, now we should have okay. Now we're on the same page. It's kind of like a pun. All right, let's shut it down. We're at 12.6. Let's see how steady it holds. Went down to 11, but that's still fine. All right, let's take it on a test drive. We see what it's doing now. It's definitely a lot better. It's not dropping down to 10 volts or anything. Let's take it on a test drive and see how it responds from the auto stop start. So after a test drive, I can't get the vehicle to perform the auto stop start feature. And I had to look up the criteria for it to actively auto stop and start. There's supposed to be a battery learn feature somewhere in here, but I can't find it. But there's one code in the body control module that says lost communication with electronic brake control module. I'm going to clear this and assume
that that's what's probably caused it to not perform an auto stop start, because of how the brake control module influences the auto stop start. So I cleared it out, and I'm gonna start it back up. Go back, and I'm gonna do another auto scan and see if that code still persists or not. All right, doing an auto scan. There's the brake body control module. There no codes are present, so let me try this again and see what happens. So it did perform an auto stop start after clearing that code out. Let me see if I can get these PIDs pulled up before somebody pull behind me, because I want to capture that first one. It's a must. Let's get these pulled up. I'm in the middle of the road on the side street. All right, let's let off and see what happens. Our voltage is higher than what it was before. That is definitely a lot better. Let me pull off. There's no codes present, so let me drive and see if I can. The Amazon truck pulled behind me. Let me drive it a few miles and see if I can get this code to manifest, or if it's fixed, and I'll come right back when I get some miles on it. Let me see if I can get a starting mileage. Let's see here. Oh. Okay. Info. There's my starting mileage here. So here we are. Just got back. Here's our ending mileage. It's gonna shut down. Oh shit, it did. I didn't know it cut off, man. The other car started up. But there's no more light. The light's gone. And we're good. We're at 11.9. I wonder how that's going to respond with this new battery, and I hope hopefully it stays there. I don't know what the grace period is, because I remember 11.5 being somewhat of a problem. There's our voltage variance. It's below 1. I wanna get stationary. Let me see if I can get stationary for like a minute, just to simulate being stuck in traffic for about. Like being stuck in traffic for about a minute or so. Hold on 1 second. Okay. All right. I just backed up and pulled up. So I'm gonna let it sit for about, let's give it a minute. So we're at 12.5. Let me see if it, 12.5, 12.3. Let's see if it'll drop, see how it responds then. And here's the PID data for the battery. So it automatically start registering the new battery. Like I said, I couldn't find anything regarding any type of battery sensory module. It automatically went to 100% health. So there's the PID data for that. The thing I don't like about this car is the charging system, because it's going to let it discharge a certain amount. And when it does discharge, yeah, see, I don't like that. I don't like that. So, and then when it discharges, well, it's probably going to put it in that threshold of potentially generating a code, assuming how much of a load that starter poses. We'll see. Let's see. We're at 12. I'm gonna let it drop down to 11. If it do, the headlights are on too, so it has a little load. It's at 12. Let me see if it dropped to 11.9 and see how it responds. I don't think it's gonna drop there. Let's see. Yeah, it's holding. Got down to 12. It did drop down to 11.5. So I'm not gonna be concerned. I mean, there's no codes present. Let's go back to the modules here. Let's go to power steering module. Where's the power steering? I just passed it. Oh shoot, I did not mean to do that. So we're good. Hey, I'm not gonna break my neck over this because it's working now. But if anything happened, I'll definitely update. Be sure to hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, how to virtual some work. See you on the next one.